Hello my friends, welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to see you once again. If you haven't already subscribed, I would be stoked if you did so. So just click on that little red subscribe button and you won't regret it. Guys, thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. Also, if you like the videos, that helps with the algorithms. Anyway, GAC recently talked about releasing a vehicle that would have 1,000 kilometers of range. And to be honest, it actually sounds legit. It sounds as though they aren't bullshitting. They've actually tested the car and it will do around 900 kilometers of real world range, which is insane. Now, who the hell are GAC? Good question. I'm glad you asked, even if you didn't. The Guangzhou Automobile Group Co. Limited is a Chinese automobile maker headquartered in Guangzhou, Guangdong, and a subsidiary of Guangzhou Automobile Industry Group, which is around about the 5th or 6th largest automobile company in China. Big. Now, GAC makes Hondas. Yep, true story. GAC makes Hondas in China because every external car brand, every car brand outside of China has to have a joint venture in order to sell their cars in China. The only car brand didn't have to do that was Tesla. For obvious reasons, benefits China in a lot of ways, makes sense, right? Now, other products that GAC sell in China include Fiat, Mitsubishi, Toyota, and other brand names associated with GAC are Everest and truck maker Hino. So the GAC group is a very, very big automobile conglomerate. In fact, it's enormous and was founded 66 years ago, back in 1955. So now we have that out of the way, let's talk about the interesting stuff here. And it is very interesting. In fact, I don't say this often. In fact, I haven't said this for, I think, about 2 months. This news is a game changer. Now, guys, if you're into solid state batteries, sure, they could be a game changer, but I personally don't think they're ever going to happen. They're going to happen, but not in the way you think they're going to happen. The market is not going to go towards something that costs too much. Lithium iron phosphate batteries are the future, in my view, of the electric auto market. Solid state batteries are unlikely to be the future in anything except luxury vehicles and high-priced EVs. I don't see them taking off. And I've done a fair bit of research on the topic. I know there's a lot of clickbait out there. There's a lot of companies telling you, BMW, other car companies, Volkswagen even, others telling you they're just around the corner, NIO as well. They're going to happen next year. They're going to be amazing. We're going to blow you away, and it doesn't happen because they just are very difficult to make at a cost you can afford, at scale too. Now, if the numbers that GAC have provided, then it will be almost as quick to fill up your car with electricity as it is currently with gas or petrol. Now, GAC is saying that their Aion V can charge from 0 to 80% in only 8 minutes at almost 500 kilowatt. That is, you have to admit, that's game changing. 0 to 80% in 8 minutes at almost 500 kilowatt. That is seriously game changing. Now, one of the advantages of an EV, you can plug in your EV. You can piss off wherever you want. You can go for a wee, you can go to the toilet, you can go get some food. You can't really do that. In fact, you can't do that. I've traveled to 27 different countries around the world, and I've never seen anywhere where you can do that with a petrol, diesel, gas-powered car. So we're looking at a significant game-changing advantage to owning an EV, and this is the one area in which people still have hang-ups. How long it takes to charge their cars. Now you can imagine this kind of technology, right, is going to be ubiquitous by 2030. I mean, if it exists now, and GAC seem legit, they seem like they're making legitimate claims here. If it seems as though it's a real thing now, it will definitely be real by 2030 for basically all auto manufacturers, because if it's not, your car's not going to sell. It's as simple as that. If you can buy a relatively affordable Chinese GAC, right, you're not going to pay double the price for another car that has 250 kilowatt charging, are you? It's going to take twice as long to charge. It's just, you'd have to be a moron. You have to have rocks in your head. So this really changes the market completely. And I think really reinforces what I'm telling you guys, which is that by 2030, ICE, gas, diesel will be dead. It won't just be from regulators, it won't just be from countries like Canada, the UK, and others, Norway, etc., banning the sales of diesel and gas vehicles. It will be because the market has moved on to something much, much better. So one big bugbear, like I said, holding back more widespread EV adoption is having to wait for your electric car to charge for many tens of minutes or hours sometimes, depending on which car you have, which is nowhere near as convenient as just pumping fuel into a car's tank. However, charging speeds are going up, charging times are going down, and a new car from China can reportedly charge as quickly as you can fill a tank, but without you having to hold the Bowser in. You can plug it in, walk away, and do what you want. Now, the vehicle we're talking about here is the upcoming electric crossover from the Chinese car maker GAC, the GAC Aion V, which is expected to debut this September, according to cnevpost.com, who were actually present at the event where the charging test was performed. So we have evidence of this actually working, right? How long the batteries will last is another question. But anyway, that may not be so important because people don't usually use fast chargers, do they? They normally use home charging, and you just use a fast charger every now and again when you go on a road trip or when you really need it. Now, this demonstration was held in late July, where a GAC Aion V was hooked up to a charger and showcased the model's super fast charging. Now, even at 80% state of charge, the car was still drawing 481 kilowatt from the charger, and it put 35.1 kilowatt hours into the battery in just 4 minutes. So most EVs by 2030 will only be 35 kilowatt hours because energy density will continue to improve. So it'll be the equivalent of having, say, a 70 kilowatt hour vehicle. It won't be necessary to have anything bigger than 35 kilowatt hours. So based on today's technology, you can charge that vehicle in 4 minutes. That is insane. Now, the numbers haven't been independently verified, and they only apply to the 6C version of the Aion V that also has a claimed NEDC range of 1,000 kilometers, 621 miles on one charge. Apparently, it's actually done 900 kilometers in the real world on one charge. Now, there's also a 3C version whose range is 500 kilometers on the NEDC, so around about 400 in real world, and its charging speeds aren't quite as high. Now, GAC says that even if the Aion V's battery is constantly charged at maximum capacity, but at room temperature, the battery should still be good for up to 1 million kilometers or 621,000 miles before it needs to be replaced. Now, these new super fast charging models will start to be rolled out in September this year, and of course, then they'll be independently tested in order to verify the ultra fast charging speeds. Now, of course, the big bottleneck here is having chargers around that can provide you with 500 kilowatt of fast charging capacity. We don't have them yet. They don't exist anywhere, except for maybe one or two that GAC have manufactured. But that doesn't mean they won't be rolled out. Obviously, Tesla is working on their 350 kilowatt hour charging machines, charging stations, and those will become common all over the world within the next 24 months. So, will we see 500 kilowatt charging stations? Without a doubt. The question is not if, the question is when. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.